Hey guys, Jared here, and today we're going to take a look at the slider that I'm going to be using to record smooth slide shots going forward. I picked up this slider from eBay for around 150 Australian dollars to allow me to get some new and interesting shots for my videos, as I mostly use basic pans and tilts with the fluid head on my tripod, which, while looking fairly nice and are quite smooth, get a little boring after a while. This slider is 32 inches or 80 centimeters long, which I figured would be enough for me to get some creative shots without it getting in the way. It weighs 4.4 pounds or 2 kilos and comes in a bag for carrying, making it fairly portable. The slider itself can be mounted to the tripod with either 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch mounting options. These same mounting options can be found at various locations all over the slider, allowing for it to be attached to a tripod on a number of different angles, which should help me in achieving plenty of unique shots. The slider doesn't necessarily need to be mounted to a tripod. It has 4 feet, which can be flipped out so that you can use the tripod on a flat surface. While you would think this option would be more stable, as there are more points of contact with the ground as opposed to being mounted to one location, I didn't actually notice any stability issues when mounting to my tripod. If you have 2 tripods, you could mount one to each side, which should provide a more stable base for the slider if required. It really depends on the weight of your camera. I've found the feet to be pretty useful, as they can be loosened and rotated completely around. The feet themselves are rubber tipped to help reduce the slider slipping around on a flat surface, and can be screwed in and out for further adjustment. On the slider plate that actually slides along the rails, there's a 3/8 of an inch thread for attaching a head to. The slider plate has 6 bearings which come in contact with the rails and provide the sliding motion. 2 of these can be adjusted with the knob on the plate to tighten or loosen the movement along the rails, allowing you to modify the tension or even completely prevent sliding, keeping the plate still in one spot. There's also a bubble level on the slider plate, which can help you when straightening the slider. So with all of that in mind, how is the slider to actually use? I've found the sliding action to be fairly smooth. However, if I move it slowly, there are moments where it seems like it wants to slow down and stop, so I'm not sure if the rails aren't perfectly straight or if I'm just not very good at moving it evenly at a constant rate. Probably the latter, as the rails and bearings look fine. Regardless, the test shots I've been able to get with it do look pretty good, and it does give me options for a lot of new things that I can do. For a perfectly smooth movement, you'd probably need to look at a motorized slider, which would offer much smoother slide shots, however they generally cost quite a bit more. For now, this seems like a good starting point for me. Hopefully I'll be able to get better at using it over time. The sliding movement is fairly quiet. I was concerned about this, as if I need to record sound while performing the sliding action, I probably don't want to hear any sounds associated with the slider plate moving along the rails in my video. Here's a shot of me using my camera on the slider with the sound on, allowing you to get an idea of how that sounds. Admittedly, I haven't yet used this slider in many of my videos that are currently published here yet, as I'm still getting used to it. Moving the slider along at the same speed is kind of an art form that needs practice, something that wouldn't be a problem with a motorized slider. So what did you guys think of the slider? I think it's a pretty good way to start getting some new video shots, so hopefully you should see more of these going forward in my future videos. If you found the video useful or helpful, be sure to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos like this one.